Hello, my name is Judy and I'm a life coach for teens and young adults. In our world today, everything is about technology and therefore we seldom speak to each other. It's either we are texting on our phones or we are exchanging information on via one social media or the other. Because of this, we are gradually losing the art of listening. I have spoken to a few parents who have expressed the same concern in reference to their kids. And they say that whenever we speak, they don't listen. We have to say it over and over and over again. And so I decided to share 7 tips on how to become an effective listener or how to be an effective listener. Whenever we are talking to someone, we expect the person to listen so that the person will understand what we are saying and possibly give us feedback when needed. In the same way, when other people are talking to us, they expect the same reaction from us. And so if we don't do that, then it means that we are not listening to what the people are saying and we are giving them different indications or mixed feelings about the whole situation. And so my first tip is that you have to look the person in the eye. Whoever is speaking to you, make sure that you have eye contact with that person. Whenever you have eye contact with someone who is talking to you, you are telling the person that that person is important to you at that moment. That person is the most important person to you, and so you are ready to listen. It tells the person he or she has your 100% attention. I was reading about this effective listening, and I came across an article in Forbes, and the person described it as this point as trying to shoot at a moving target. The person said that is how it seems when you are talking to someone and the person is looking at other things and not looking at you, or even has his or her phone or tablet in hand and trying to figure out something that you don't even know about. Obviously, part of the person's attention is either on the phone or whatever the person is looking at, apart from your looking at you. And so it is very important that you maintain eye contact to that person so that it doesn't become as if the person is shooting at a moving target and does not know which part of what the person is telling you that you are listening to. The second point is be present. Don't be distracted by your own thoughts or your feelings. So, for example, someone is telling you about something that happened in the office, and in your mind, you are thinking, oh no, if it was me, I wouldn't have acted in that way, or I would have reacted in a different way, or this thing happened to that person and that person did something about it. Why is this person telling me this at this time? The moment you start thinking about all those things, you stop listening to the person who is right in front of you. And so you don't listen to anything. That at that moment that you are listening to, you are thinking of something else. And so you will come back to that person and ask, what did you say? You can try it. Whenever someone is talking to you, try thinking of something else. Compare what the person is saying to a situation that you have been involved in, or a story someone has told you, or a situation that you know about, and see if you will be able to recount all that the person told you in that moment when you were thinking of the other thing. The third one is don't interrupt. Wait for the person to come to a pause or a stop. Then you can ask a question if you have one, or you can give feedback. If you interrupt the person, you are telling the person that you are more important than that person. You are telling the person that what you have to say is more interesting than what the person is saying. So the person should keep quiet and listen to you. At that moment, you make that conversation about you and not about that person. The fourth one is, whilst you're listening, be mindful of your facial expression and your body language. Sometimes the way your face looks will tell the person whether you are distracted or not. The fifth point is that ask for clarification. When the person has come to a stop or a pause and you did not understand what the person said, seek clarification. When you have sought clarification and you understand and there's the need to give feedback, then you give feedback. The sixth one, which to me is important, very, very, very important, because I do it sometimes, is for us to avoid finishing other people's sentences. Someone is telling you something. You have no idea what this person is going to tell you, how the person is going to end. And yet we assume that we know what the person is going to say, and so we force some words out just to end that person's sentence for him or her. Allow the person to finish his or her sentence. After all, the person invited you into that conversation. The person invited you to listen. You did not invite the person. He or she has something to tell you, and that is why your attention was called. And so it is simply respectful to make sure that you allow the person to complete his or her sentence before you say anything if you have to. The seventh one is be an empathetic listener. I know that this is some terminology in educational psychology or something, but in simple terms, it is when the other person, the person who is talking to you, feels that there is a mutual understanding and that you are listening to the point where you'll be able to respond in the way that is expected. So you feel the way the person feels, and so you are able to express yourself to let the person understand, or to let the person know that you understand what the person has just told you. It is not about sympathizing with the person. It's just about letting the person know letting the person know that you understood all that the person said and that you have some kind of feeling towards what the person has told you. So, for example, somebody tells you about his dog being hit by a car, and you express that feeling in a way that let the person know that you understand. So, for example, your response might be, "Oh, really? What happened? How did it happen?" In that way, you are being empathetic without sympathizing with the person, because really, when people are talking to you, sometimes they don't need your sympathy. And so I hope that this has been of benefit to you, my 7 tips for being an effective listener. If you are a teen or a young adult, or if you're an adult, whoever you are that you're listening to this at this time, I hope that you like and share this video. As usual, this is JFB Coaching. My phone number is 361-277-1597. You can visit me on my website, jfbcoaching.com. You can also email me at judy@jfbcoaching.com. You'll always find me on Facebook, and I'm also on Instagram. Thank you for watching.